This is the Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has reacted to comments made by elder statesman Edwin Clark that he is using his relationship with the President Bola Tinubu to intimidate the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara. Wike said and face the crisis because, according to him, that's part of the criteria of being a leader. In an open letter to the PDP national leadership, Clark had urged the party to expel Wike over the face-off with Fubara. Clark disclosed that the minister was trying to destroy Rivers State with his issues against the governor. Wike and Fubara have been at loggerheads over control of the political space and resources in Rivers State. However, addressing a media briefing to mark his 1 year in office as FCT minister, Wike said that he don't know the party Chief Clark belongs to, noting that in 2014, when he came out to vote to run as Rivers State governor, Clark said no because it's the turn of the Jaws. He said nothing will make him to win, but to the glory of God, he won. Wike also said that he has focused on delivering President Bola Tinubu's mandate and not supporting the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi. All Progressive Congress Caretaker Committee in Rivers State, in agreement with stakeholders, have decided in a meeting in Port Harcourt not to participate in the October 5th local government elections in the state. Our correspondent tells us more.
Extension of local government tenure. APC Caretaker Committee Chairman in Rivers State, Sir Tony Okocha, who made the address party faithfuls and stakeholders from across the 23 local government area in Rivers State at the party secretariat in Aba Road, Port Harcourt, said matters surround and therefore the election is impossible to hold the above date.
We are not, and I would speak on any matter that is in court. The much I can say to you is that course of action is to restrain the agencies that will conduct that election that they announced behind us. We are not part of the decision for an election on the 5th of October. The law club now, as we speak, or what they are doing today, as we speak, that 5th of October, as they thought about, will not work.
Okocha further repeated the confirmation of the APC National Working Committee that declared him as the authentic CTC chairman of the party in Rivers State and asked party members to warrant and disregard rumor from the Emeka Beke quarters. He maintained that as long as the party leadership in Rivers State is concerned, the APC NWC, that party is supreme.
After due considerations, taking into cognizance a lot of variables and indices, the National Working Committee I have sent to, who for the day-to-day running of the party, decided that Emeka Beke and the rest should be removed from the party and appointed us. We did not contest election with anybody, did we? They wrote letters to us informing us that we have been appointed to superintend over the party. And they initially gave us 6 months. I'd like to tell you that because the party at the national, and I'm sure you too, got so with what we have done, the party had also given us another 6 months that will expire on the 5th of December.
Other party stakeholders at the meeting, including former chairman of the APC in Rivers State, confidence on President Bola Tinubu, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and APC Caretaker Committee led by Tony Okocha. Secondly, the party also unanimously passed a vote of confidence not to participate in the October 5th LG election until the court processes are over.
I was the chief executive of this party, the head of this party in Rivers State. And what is happening now happened to me. So, as chairman of this party, party, we had captains under my leadership as well. We had the Magnus faction, then even my friend was there. So we had all those issues. And at some point in time, the National Working Committee of our party looked at the whole scenario in Rivers State and said, look, we can't be having all of this problem. For that reason, they are going to dissolve my executive and appoint caretaker committee. You know what happened? And I took it in good faith and I go my house.
About the history of caretaker committee in party formation and administration is correct. Not even in APC. Even while we were at the other side, we had caretaker committees. And when once it has been made, whatever the party says is what supreme.
Samuel Ajurunwo, ATM News, Port Harcourt.
Moving on, the Rivers State House of Assembly, through its Committee on Power, conducted a public hearing on the Rivers State Electricity 2024, which is a bill for a law to repeal the Rivers State Electricity and Gas Board Law, Cap 50, Laws of Rivers State 1999, and to enact the Rivers State Electricity Market Law to provide for electricity supply, its power generation, transmission, and distribution within Rivers State, as well as establish the Rivers State Electricity Commission for the enforcement of consumer rights and obligations and for connected purposes. The chairman of the House Committee on Power, Honorable Franklin Nwabochi, while making the opening remarks, said that electric power, which involves generation, transmission, and distribution, was the exclusive preserve of the federal government, as the function was domiciled in the exclusive legislative list, but added that the electric power is now in the concurrent legislative list of the 1999 Constitution as altered. Hence, this bill, sponsored by the Speaker, Right Honorable Martin Chike Amehule, stressing that the bill is in line with the new order. Declaring the public hearing open, the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Martin Amehule, who is also the sponsor of the bill, maintained that the public hearing is a vital aspect of lawmaking, as it provides the platform for stakeholders and members of the public to ventilate their views and opinions on the bill, such as the Electricity Market Bill 2024. Speaking further, Right Honorable Amehule averred that the bill seeks to improve power supply in the state for businesses to thrive, to encourage companies and individuals to invest in the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity, emphasizing that since power has been domiciled in the concurrent legislative list, it is imperative for the state to have a legal framework that will properly guide the state and its people in investing in the power sector for fruitful yields. The Speaker highlighted the resolve of the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly to enact high-impact laws that would positively affect the people of the state, commenting on the bill on behalf of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria. The chairman of Algon Rivers State Chapter and chairman Port Harcourt Local Government Council, Honorable Orwell Ihunda, harped on the importance of the bill, describing it as a people-oriented bill. He expressed the willingness of Algon to work collaboratively with the House to ensure that when the law is enacted, its benefits trickle down to the grassroots. Rivers State government has confirmed 2 cases of the deadly Mpox infection in the state, and the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Ore, made this disclosure at a news conference in Port Harcourt. Ore said that the state had already put its Public Health Emergency Operations Center on high alert to respond to further emergencies. According to her, the state government had put in place an incident plan for Mpox, as well as mobilized resources to find all the incidents of Mpox cases across the state. She further stated the ministry had,
heading to the election, this regular pattern of propaganda is what the people of a dossier should be fed with. for them to, make their decision on whom they are going to pitch their tent with, as far as casting their votes is concerned. Because I don't see the reason why.
Vincent tasked the Obaseki's administration on the need to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people.
With what his administration, via the PDP, has done for the past 4 years now, I'm very, very concerned. All the promises that were made for the people of Edo State, or let me say the expected consolidation on the little Obaseki did in that state in the first tenure. What we are hearing is fighting.
This is coming ahead of the September 21st gubernatorial election in Edo State. Senator Adams Oshomole has condemned the denial of access for all people of Biafra that has been terrorizing Enugu and its environs for months and alleged loyal to Finland-based Nigerian Simon Ekpa. According to reports in the statement by the senior police detective, they were killed during intense gun battles with the security operatives at various locations across the Ugwogo-Nike OP road in the early hours of Wednesday. A statement noted that one of the operations happened at the Ogbeke-Nike, where a 7-man gang of kidnappers were neutralized. The kidnappers were reportedly using a large poultry farm in the area to conceal their hostages, awaiting ransom payments. SP Eze explained that the successful operation was part of a sustained effort by the police to dismantle criminal networks operating in Enugu and from neighboring states. Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps in Ondo State said it has apprehended 3 persons concluded. 30-year-old businessman Oluwatimilehin Olorunfunmi has appeared before an Okitipupa Chief Magistrate Court in Ondo State over alleged assault and threat to life. The defendant, whose address was not given, is facing a 3-count charge of misdemeanor, assault and threat to life. Prosecutor ASP Zedekiah Orobemi told the court that the defendant and one other at large committed the offenses on April the 26th at about 2 p.m. at Market Square, Okitipupa. Orobemi said that the defendant assaulted the complainant, Mrs. Abiodun Akinyemi, by slapping her over an undisclosed argument. He said that the defendant also threatened to kill her, and Orobemi said that the offenses contravened sections 517, 351, and 86 of the Criminal Code, Cap 37, Volume 1, and laws of the Ondo State 2006. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the charge. The Chief Magistrate, Mr. Philip Akinlo Setu, granted the defendant bail in the sum of 200,000 naira and 1 shorty in like sum. He added that the shorty must reside within the court's jurisdiction and present evidence of 2 years' tax payments to the state government. He adjourned the case until August the 29th for further hearing. National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons have declared that parents are the major actors aiding the menace of human trafficking in Oyo State. Head of NAPTIP Oyo State Office, Augustine Akanya, made this declaration in Ibadan while speaking during a town hall meeting of stakeholders organized by Adeyan Arise. Operatives of the Lagos State Police Command have arrested 3 suspected kidnappers terrorizing residents of the Ikorodu area of the state. The command spokesperson SP Benjamin Hundeyin, who confirmed the development to the newsmen in Lagos, said that the suspects allegedly attempted to kidnap a car dealer at the Bute Igbobo Road, Ikorodu, before they were caught. The spokesman said that an investigation into the case had commenced. Experts have decried against spiritual competition among Christians. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program Society Watch, a development expert, Obarido Thompson, said that excessive spiritual exercise is ungodly and unrecommended in the Holy Scriptures. Let's listen.
This level of competing with ourselves, trying to be macho in the spirit, is not what God wants. We are not supposed to be competing and to make a name how many days we fasted. By the way, a quick one. Jesus fasted for 40 days. Well, he didn't recommend that. There's no recommendation from Jesus saying, see, I have done 40, try and do 40, or try and do 20, or try and do 7.
This is coming as the police in Lagos State to anyone. Opalola disclosed that the suspects will be charged to court at the conclusion of investigation. Kogi State Commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have destroyed 7 hectares of hemp farms and arrested 3 suspects in Kogi. The state's NDLEA Commander Umaru Yahuza made this known on Wednesday in Lokoja. According to him, 3 hectares were discovered in Ikeja forest, while the other 4 were in Maikeke village of the Igala Mela Odolu local government area of the state. Yahuza said that during the operations, 3 suspects were arrested at the Ikeja forest, while the owner of the 4 hectare licenses could result in penalties that might affect business operations. Kamai called on small and medium enterprises to register their products with NAFDAC to assimilate their products into the Nigerian markets. Bauchi State Emergency Management Agency people following the recent flood disaster in Bauchi North Senatorial District, bringing the number of deaths recorded to 18 persons. ATN gathered that the recent flood incident occurred in Gadia village in Gamawa local government area of the state, where affected communities continue to grapple with the aftermath. The flood also destroyed over 200 houses and washed away over 300 farmlands, sadly killed from severe flooding caused by heavy rainfall in the same Bauchi North Senatorial District 2 weeks ago. The rain, which fell for 3 consecutive days, claimed the lives of domestic animals and destroyed farmlands and other valuables. Air component of Operation Hadinkai has eliminated 5 key terrorist commanders alongside more than 35 foot soldiers in a successful air interdiction in Arena, southern Tumbons of Borno State. The Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapkwet, made this known in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja. Gapkwet said that the terrorist commanders killed in the action, a political analyst, Daniel Momo, condemned the mandatory fees, maintaining that the operations of CANSEC towards the chairmanship and councillorship elections are already budgeted.
Are they buying and selling? That they now talk about inflationary figures, that what feeds them? Because I think we're joking with certain things that can cause problem to us in future. What gives life to them is
Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps in Kano has apprehended an alleged job scammer who specialized in defrauding people of their hard-earned money by promising them fictitious employment in Kano State government ministries. A statement by the command's public relations officer, Ibrahim Abdullahi, on behalf of the state commandant, confirmed that the 32-year-old suspect, Muazu Muhammad Ibrahim, was arrested after weeks of intense tracking of his whereabouts. According to him, the suspect lured his victims by pretending to be a key government official who could secure them employment in government ministries, departments and agencies, a false promise that eventually proved to be untrue. Abdullahi said that the investigation has been concluded and the suspect will be charged in court by the Corps legal unit. Kano State Police Command has recorded a significant breakthrough in its efforts to combat crime in the state. This is in compliance with the directives of the Inspector General of Police towards ensuring round-the-clock visibility patrols. Following a series of raids on criminal hideouts and black spots in areas of public outcry within Kano Metropolis, the command arrested 41 suspects and recovered dangerous weapons and intoxicating drugs, with the investigation ongoing. In a statement made available to newsmen on Wednesday, the Kano State Police Command Public Relations Officer SP Abdullahi Kiyawa attributed the achievements to the sustenance of the intelligence-led policing by CP Dogo. The command called on the public to continue to cooperate with the police by providing timely and accurate information to facilitate the command's efforts in ridding the state of criminal elements. You're watching the Transition News on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. We'll return shortly after this break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the reappointment of Professor Abdurrahman Sheshe as the Chief Medical Director in Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano, for a second and final 4-year term from 5th December 2023. He has also reappointed Professor Yusuf Bara as the Chief Medical Director of Abubakar Economic Sabotage. The vessel named MT Kali was arraigned along with its 23 crew members and the company on a 9-count charge before Justice Emeka Nwite. In the charge, they were alleged to have on January the 11th, 2024, at the Chevron Wellhead offshore Ekeni and Eziotu communities in southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State, willfully tampered with Chevron Wellhead for the transportation of crude oil within Nigeria Exclusive Economic Zone without lawful authority, an offense punishable under the Section 1, Subsection 7 of the Miscellaneous Offences Act 2004. They were also said to have, on the same day, conspired among themselves and siphoned about 119,000 liters of crude oil without appropriate license, contrary to Sections 1, subsection A of the Miscellaneous Offences Act 2004 and punishable under Section 7. The federal government, through the Attorney General of the Federation, further accused the defendants of turning off the automatic identification system in order to avoid detection by the Nigerian Navy, a maritime offense contrary to the Section 10 of the Suppression of Privacy and Other Maritime Offences Act 2019 and punishable under Section 12 of the same Act. However, all the accused persons who were brought to court by the fully armed soldiers pleaded not guilty to the charges. The charge was signed by Abubakar Muhammad Babadoko, a director in the Federal Ministry of Justice, on behalf of the Attorney General of the Federation. Meanwhile, Justice Emeka Nwite has ordered that all the defendants be taken to prison on remand pending the hearing and determination of the applications for bail. In view of the decision to tackle Nigeria's housing challenges, the federal government has set up a joint steering committee tasked with evaluating the country's housing deficit and identifying dilapidated structures. This initiative aims to establish a comprehensive database on housing conditions, addressing both substandard and inadequate structures across the country. And Ahmed Dangiwa, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, who led the inauguration of the committee, stressed the urgent need for accurate data, adding that the lack of reliable scientific data on housing is one of the most significant challenges. He said without data, they could not properly assess the scale of housing problems, allocate necessary resources, or develop effective strategies for improvement, adding that the committee will focus on evaluating housing against international standards set by the United Nations and the World Health Organizations, including assessment of the habitability, safety, security, comfort, and sanitation, as well as accessibility, infrastructure, social amenities, and socio-cultural adequacy of residential properties. Dangiwa highlighted the critical role that the adequate housing plays in national development and how it serves as a catalyst for economic growth, job creation, and poverty alleviation. He also said that an efficient housing market is essential for a nation's stability and prosperity. The newly formed Joint Steering Committee represents a collaborative effort amongst major stakeholders in the housing sector. The federal government has cautioned against discriminating against